Good morning, ladies, and welcome back to Kelvin. I hope you've all managed to have a tea and a coffee, found a seat. Don't forget to turn off your phone or switch it to silent. As I say, welcome back again. I'm very sorry I can't be with you in person this morning. I'm actually away on a little trip. See if you can guess where I am. This was a trip that was booked actually back in 2020, then it got moved to 2021, and then it got moved to 2022, and I just didn't think it would ever happen, but it has happened, and I am finally here. So here we are in July, over halfway through the year now. I always seem to find the second half of the year goes a lot quicker than the first half, and suddenly, before you know it, the shops will be full of Christmas decorations, I think, before you can turn around. But I hope you've had a chance to have a look at our newsletter, which came out on the 1st, a lovely colourful bumper edition, lots of events happening this month for you to book. And also mentioned in the newsletter, I'd like to just mention in passing that we're very sorry that we have lost our dear friend Annette Hardy, who passed away recently after a battle with cancer. I'm sure many of you knew her. For a while, she ran the Wine Appreciation Group, a much loved member, and we give our condolences to her family and to her many friends in the IWC. Back again to talking about July. This is the month when we commemorate and celebrate Mandela Day on the 18th of July, when we normally are encouraged to get involved in projects within our community and to give our time on that day to help benefit those who are less well off in our community. And obviously under lockdown, this has been badly affected. So I hope things will be back to normal this year, and perhaps some of you will be involved in some Mandela Day projects. Look forward to hearing about those if you are. Also in the newsletter, you will see we've explained further about our fantastic 1 in 4 draw. And I really would like to encourage you to get behind this project and support us with this one. It's a very important fundraising project. Later this morning, quite a few of the board members will be addressing you, including our treasurer, Susan. It isn't very often we get the treasurer up on stage, but she's going to just talk to you briefly where we are financially, and perhaps to explain why this fundraising project is so important. So please get behind that. I'd like to take this moment to thank those of you who have given some of the most wonderful prizes. There really are some spectacular prizes to be won. Have a look in the newsletter to see some of them. Get behind this project for us. We really would appreciate your support. I hope you enjoyed the speaker this morning. She's very interesting. I think you'll find it very informative. I hope you have a fun morning. I look forward to seeing you again in person in August. And in a moment, I'm going to hand over to Janet. But for now, I will just say thank you very much for listening to me. I hope you have a wonderful morning. And I'm actually going off now to a shopping expedition in the Grand Bazaar. Now you must know where I am. Okay.
Isn't it not incredible that Christine is here despite the distance? Enjoy your holidays, Christine. Good morning, dear members. I'm also very happy to be here. I came yesterday from Switzerland through Germany, but I didn't have any cancellation. So I'm very happy to be here with you. And today, I also very happy because we can present you a graphic about our area representatives. Do we have the graphic? May I see? So, dear area reps, the IWC wants to thank you for all your effort because you are making the IWC strong over all these years. Christine and we are planning to have a meeting with you soon in September. See you soon. But before, I would love to join your coffee mornings or your lunches. And it's my pleasure, but of course I will pay my bill, don't worry. For this month, we are having great activities in our calendar. You can enjoy great food around our city with the Friday lunch at my local restaurant in Gardens. You can join the One Dish Club with our member Marianne Kemmemeyer in Rondebusch. You can drink a coffee at the special Truth Cafe in Buitenkamp with the Coffee Around Cape Town group. And why not? We can have a short travel to Greece with the in Sea Point at the Mykonos Taverna with the Sunday Lunch Club, Yamas. Marianne Lovell will take us to a very special place in Bokap to learn how to cook a Malay dish. This is not an international cuisine activity, no. We will enjoy being a tourist around our town with this group. Years ago, when I was in Europe, I saw a very special report in TV about this activity. And now I will be able to join these activities. And you too, dear members, don't hesitate and book your place with Marianne. This month is very special because you can have the opportunity to join for the first time to the German Conversation Group. And I am visiting the Italian Conversation Group. Thank you, dear Maria Martinengo, for the invitation. Ci vediamo dopo. And Liliana Carter will take us to the Angkor in Cambodia with the great journeys. And Wendy Kotzi will show us all the secrets of the Cape Heritage Hotel with her Hotel Confidential group. But would you like to join us for more activities? Please take a look in the newsletter. And you can see all the details to join the hiking group, the hiking walking group, the Zumba group, the Spanish and French conversation group, and of course, the movie group. For this month, we have also a very special activity with the art and design group. Geraldine Jacobs will invite you to visit some homes at Higo Vale and Tamburskloof. You can see all these special houses. And in July, you can attend the second session from the What Conversation You Are Not Having with Maureen Collins. I would like to say congratulations to Maureen because the first session was a success. I would love to join the next one. And that is for the moment. Stay in touch for the next activities in August. The garden group, the wine appreciation group, and do one yourself group. We will waiting for you for the next month. And thank you for now. And I would like to hand over to our dear Margie Biggs. She's our IWC Philanthropic Chair with some updates. Thank you, Margie.
Good morning, ladies, from me and from Mary, our philanthropy bear. Kindness and helping others will return to you when you least expect it and maybe when you need it. That's what Catherine Filser said. And I thought at this point I should right up front talk about next month, because we've been so busy talking about what's happening right now. But I think we need to refocus on where we're going. And so I thought I'd let you know that for next month, our charity will be TLC. They are an organization up the West Coast, sort of situated round about Milnerton. And it's interesting that they operate right next to the police station. And what's interesting about that is that they work with street children. They work with people who are extremely poor, who actually go to the police station when they need help. Now, that's unusual because very often those are the sort of people that shy away from the police. And what they do is they work with the needy and they give them what they need. They give the children education, they give them shelter, and for the needy, they give them food and they give them warm clothes. So we will be collecting tins of protein, we'll be collecting warm clothes, lightly, worn light clothes. So if next month you can bring along a couple of tins of protein, whether it's meat, fish, or maybe some beans, that sort of thing that we can take to them that they can hand out to people who are hungry, and some warm clothes. I know that Mel Roberts, where's she? Where's Mel? Oh, there you are. She and her daughter have already been knitting for some time. In fact, no, crocheting blankets and beanies for that charity. So thank you very much. If you want to join me on that delivery, do let me know, because it's always nice to have a couple of members come along and do the deliveries when we go out to our charities. But of course, you know that our big project that you've heard so much about is the 1 in 4 fantastic draw. And currently we're collecting prizes that go into this big raffle. Now, just to give you an idea of when and how this raffle is going to work, for some of you who don't know, is that we are collecting prizes from now until the next meeting. So you can still send in prizes. You can let us know by email, by WhatsApp, what you've collected for us, and bring them to the next meeting. So the next meeting will be the cutoff for prizes, for bringing us prizes. And then we will be printing our tickets dependent upon how many prizes we've collected. Because for every prize we have, we'll be printing 4 tickets. And those tickets will be sold at 100 Rand a ticket. So the more prizes we have, the more tickets we can print, the more money we can make for the club and for philanthropy. The funds used will be used for our end of year philanthropy. And you will know that the members vote on 3 philanthropic organizations that we hand money to at the end of the year. So those funds will be used half and half for that, and the other half will go to the club for the end of year event. So it's all for the members and for philanthropy. Now, I want to tell you about some of the most amazing, generous prizes that we've received. And it's going to be quite a long story, but I think I really do want to acknowledge the people who have been working really hard on this project. First of all, our president, who sourced 3 prizes. Annette, our vice president, who purchased a bonanza bag of dog food from her husband's company, and as a prize. I mean, it's really, most people have dogs, and if they don't, their neighbors do, or their friends do, or their family do. So thank you very much, Annette. Some people say, but why didn't her husband give her the food? Well, you know, their company policy is you don't just get it for nothing. You have to actually buy it. So thank you for doing that. Then Jane Fairley, our secretary, guest speaker chair, who donated a huge tin, 5 liters of Prince Albert olive oil. It's enough for salad for more than a year, I guess, depending on the size of your family. Thank you so much. And then, before I tell you about the rest of the prizes, and there were, of course, our treasurer, who sourced a beautiful designer dog collar from Chommies. Thank you very much. I went to the waterfront the other day, and there's a Chommy stand, and I looked at those. They really are very beautiful. So thank you for that. Victoria, our social media chair, who donated 2 prizes, which she brought this morning, a delicious Hazendale wine and some Nespresso gifts. And then Julia, our membership chair, who's been pretty busy. Where are you, Julia? Thank you. She sourced 6 prizes from contacts. But I also want to, before I go on about the prizes, I want to introduce you to the 1 in 4 Fantastic Draw Committee. They are Mel Pastoria. Where's Mel? Can you stand, please, Mel? So that members can get to know you. And Linda Smorenberg. Thank you, Linda. And then also Victoria, who's working with us on the IT issues. Both Mel and Linda are newish members. They joined this year, so I'm really grateful to them, and of course to Victoria, for the work that they're doing on this project. It's really great to be working with people who really know what they're doing. So thank you all so very much for the work you're doing. Then I'd like to tell you that I have immense gratitude for the other members who've got behind this project and have donated or sourced prizes. Annette McGee, a wonderful facial voucher. Geraldine Berry, 3 prizes. 2 Talima wine prizes and a hairdresser voucher. Susan Raymond, who's not here today, but who's given us 2 tickets to the ballet in December. I believe it's the Nutcracker. Molly Krabel, a voucher for pairing picnic at Warwick Wine Estate. She brought along this morning. Thanks so much, Molly. Anna Maria Del Donde, 2 prizes, a Joe Malone candle at the value of 1,050 and a bag of delicious goodies. I mean, it's just filled with chocolates and all kinds of lovely things. Leslie Cox, who brought us a prize, 2 prizes this morning, a beautiful amber pendant and a Cape Town walking tour for 2 people. I know it's a super walking tour, so if you've never done it, I think you'd want to win that prize. Then our own Linda, who found us a prize for 2 nights at the stunning Le Manoir de Brendel in Franschhoek. Now that's a prize I'd like to win, a lovely weekend away. Karen Isto, I hope I'm saying your name correctly, forgive me if I'm not, a lovely skin care voucher, and Dottie van Immelstein, 2 prizes, a great hair voucher from Spoilt Hair in Greenpoint and a pamper voucher from Dante in Sea Point. Margaret Pils, who's at the moment in Berlin, she'll be back, I think, in a couple of months. But before she left, she got us a delicious lunch voucher for 4 people at the 5-star Kruitbos Lodge near Hermanus. Then our own Mel Prastorio, a fantastic massage valued at 600 Rand. Now, I must tell you, these are all prizes that I knew about by last night. So this is not the prizes that we received this morning, because I didn't have time to get them down. We've noted them, but they'll have to be announced another time. Then Feria Yanti, she brought us the most beautiful Indonesian crafts that she brought back from her home country recently. Inga Niklaus and her sister Jutta French, they've donated a presentation case of Dimmersdal wine and cooking classes for 6 members of the IWC to their special cooking classes. By the way, if you've not tasted their Flammenkuchen at the Oranjezicht market, do yourself a favor and go down and treat yourself. It's just quite delicious. The draw for this prize is going to be special because it's for members only. So we're going to do that in a special way when we do the draw. Xenia Witt has sourced 2 lovely beauty prizes valued at over 2,000 Rand. Thanks, Xenia. Then Joanna Burles donated a beautiful pink 100% cashmere scarf valued at over 2,000 Rand. And Jenny Miglietta donated a case of wine. It's right there on the table. She brought it this morning. And I must also place on record my gratitude to the donors who I contacted myself and who are supporting us. It is Norman Goodfellows. Excuse me. Petals Florist, Pardon Kloof Wine Estate, Angala Boutique Hotel, Takara Wine Estate, AA Badenhorst, Creation Wine Estate. Looks like I know a lot of people in the wine business. Landsrack Hotel, they've given us a lovely prize of an overnight. It's worth 8,900 Rand. Stone Pine Wines, Coast and Koi Shoes. If you don't know their shoes, just go online. They are absolutely out of this world. And the winner gets to go and choose a pair of shoes at their outlet, which is in Sea Point. Tayshaser and Milner Hotel in Craddock, who've given us 2 nights at their lovely hotel. I must mention at this point that this morning we did receive an unbelievable prize. It's 2 pieces of jewelry at the value of totally, if you total them together, about 20,000 Rand. I must say I'm so grateful to all the members who are behind this project. To date, we have 71 prizes, but we need to get at least twice that number of prizes. So I'm counting on each and every one of the members of the club to make it worthwhile, because we can do this if we all pull our weight. To help you, you would have received a template letter on a WhatsApp that you can use to contact when you contact the people that you know. And Julia will tell you that this worked very well for her. She used it and I used it as well, and I got great responses. Now, before I go, she's wiggling her Mary's got something to say. She says she notices that, well, she needs to first of all tell you she's wearing her badge today, and she notices that some members are not wearing their badges. And she saw in the newsletter that you have to wear your badge to all IWC events. So if you're not wearing your badge and you didn't pay on arrival, will you please trot over to the philanthropy table after the meeting? She'll be waiting for you there. She needs to receive 20 rands. Gee, she's getting bossy, hey? I would like to place on record my gratitude to Geraldine Jacobs, who handed over 2,000 rand to St. Joseph's Home on behalf of the Art and Design Group who visited the Ovenstone home last month. It was really an outstanding event. I mean, just seeing that collection of art was really an amazing, wonderful experience. Also, my gratitude to Marianne Kannemeyer, who has decided to donate the proceeds of her One Dish Club to the 1 in 4 fantastic draw. Thank you so very much, Marianne. This club is filled with generous ladies, and I'm privileged to work with you in the interests of the community. Come, Mary, we've got work to do. But before we go, I would like to ask our esteemed treasurer, who we don't often hear from, who does the most phenomenal job for the club of making sure that not only that we stay solvent, but that every cent is documented and that our books are clean. And she's very strict with us. So, Susan, if you'd like to address the meeting.
Morning, ladies of the IWC, gentlemen. And guests. My name is Susan Fernandez. I'm your treasurer in 2022, for those of you who don't know me. As Margie said, you don't often hear from me on stage. I tend to be a little bit behind the scenes. But this month, the board has asked me to just give you a little overview of the club's finances. I'm very much aware that when you start talking about finance and admin, people's eyes tend to glaze over. So this is just a very simple overview, not long-winded or complicated. A lot of you know all of this already, but this information might be beneficial for our newer members. The first thing I'd like to say is that the club funds have regular oversight. Bank statements are submitted to the board every month at our meeting. Our financial statements are audited, signed off, and tax returns are submitted to SARS. The club has good reserves and will not run out of money. Does that mean our budget is tight? Yes. We do have to manage our funds carefully, but we believe that we do so. In the club, we constantly strive to improve and upgrade our offering. And in that process, new things come, old things go. For example, we no longer send bulk SMSs or print and mail the newsletter. We now offer Zoom for distance members to join meetings, and we have assistance for a professional level newsletter. It is normal for the club to raise funds to cover our ever increasing running costs and our club charity bequests over and above the philanthropic work. The costs are shared by every paying member, whether or not you attend a meeting. The relatively low cost per head of the year-end party is possible because not all of our members attend the party. The club must not make a profit, so we have to try and come out with just the tiniest surplus at the end of the year. So I've prepared a couple of slides. Now let's see the first one. Money matters in 2022. So what do you pay? Our existing members paid 500 Rand, and there was awarded to that 120 Rand Covert Subsidy. New members, 620 plus a joining fee of 600. What is the Covert Subsidy? Well, in the 2 pandemic years, the board voted to reduce the fees quite significantly because the club was not able to fulfill its obligations and give a full offering to the members. Because we didn't run all of our general meetings, we had a lot of excess money available. So that was placed on deferred income and applied to subsidize the fees for the following year. Because if you are in the club a few years, you will know that we bill on the 1st of October for the following year. So our main function, most of our members know us well for, general meeting at Kelvin. We have 360 paying members. Julia could probably correct me with 1 or 2 this way or that way, but I've based the figures on 360. We do have a short list of honorary members who don't pay, so we are just concerned with the income from these members. Right, so what does a meeting cost each member? You will see at the bottom, I've worked it out, it's just under 50 Rand. So that's what it costs each of you to be here today. And in those costs, we have obviously the venue that we're enjoying today, the audio-visual service, our Zooming, our speaker fee, and our monthly newsletter preparation. The next slide shows your other benefits. These are sort of more of an annual nature. So you have an annual directory, we have a year-end party, food, decor, and entertainer. We have an AGM, our newbies wine and lunch with the board, our annual speakers lunch, board stipend, post office, the web, computer, our tax professionals, and bank charges, and so on. It averages at 194.23 per member. The next slide is who do we need to thank? So in the club, we have a lot of people doing a lot of work for the club, and all of these people are volunteers. So the club likes to show some sort of appreciation, which I think is richly deserved at the end of the year. We used to have an annual past president's lunch. This was suspended in COVID. It doesn't mean it's not going to come back. It's not a decision that I would be making, but that is one of the events that the club is used to. We have a group leader and area rep year-end function. We have a board lunch, and we have our annual flowers, gifts, and hospitality costs. And that averages 47.21 Rand per member. Right, so if you have a look at all of that on my next page, where it says if you add up all of that, this is now real treasurer territory, you come to 741.14 Rand per member. Now, I told you on the first slide that you pay 620, so you can see that we're a little short. So we're about 121.14 Rand per member short on our income. We do have a few little avenues open to us, how we can raise income for the club. We have our visitors' fees. We have our sale of IWC branded merchandise, our new members joining fees, and we have a little bit of bank interest. Right, so this year we have managed to bring in extra income to 110.88 per member. So right now we are princely sum of 10.26 Rand short per member for the rest of this year, which, to be honest, I'm not particularly worried about. We have enough time left to make that up. But that means we're at break even. And, you know, in life, one always wants to have a little bit of wriggle room and a little bit of a reserve for any unforeseen additional expenses. On our next page here, factors beyond the board's control. Now, everybody knows how much everything has gone up since COVID, and IWC is no different. We have seen a big increase in our running costs, sometimes up to 20%. We also lost some members. I was having a look actually on our books, and since the 1st of October last year, we actually issued 39 credit notes. That is almost 20,000 Rand income that the club didn't get. So what can we do about it? As Margie explained, we have a fundraising initiative, so I really urge you all to get behind it. We've got some suggestions here in what we recommend going forward. In the next month, the board will vote on the subscription fees for next year. The 620 is the 2019 fee. By now, the fee should have been up at the 700 level, probably a little above 700. We still think it's a very reasonable price for what you get. You get a lot for that small amount of money. So we are looking at a reasonable increase, but we are mindful of people on fixed incomes, and we cannot make the jump too big. Always increase membership. The more members we get, the more those average costs I told you come down per member. Continue fundraising for the club. And a suggestion came from one of our members for an additional year-end party fee. We haven't decided on that, but that was one idea that came out of a possible way of generating a little extra money. Now, the board also asked me to mention that when we bill on the 1st of October, we give you 90 days to pay your fees for the following year. So you have until the 31st of December. And most people are amazing and pay, and we're all done. But there are a few stragglers that wait until February or March. And we'd really appeal to you if you could make an effort to get those payments in by the deadline, because it helps us a lot with the budget, and then we know what income we have and we can plan accordingly. Now, this is not a presentation of the financials. That happens at the AGM, and there will be time for questions on that occasion. But you are most welcome to write to me or to Christine, our president, with any comments or suggestions. It's your club, it's your money. We love you to be involved, and we welcome any input from the members. But I hope you feel some little what reassured that your club is in good hands and everything is going smoothly. So thank you, ladies.
I'm Julia. Hello. Hi, Annette. I'm Julia. Most of you know me, but the membership chair for this year. We have 3 new members. Some of them have been trying to come and have travelled and haven't been able to get here. So it's good to have you on board now. I'm going to ask Louise to come up in a moment, please. You can come up. But Louise has a meeting soon, so we're really glad that she managed to get here. Louise she's from Britain and has lived in South Africa for 40 years, Cape Town 5 years. And you want to learn Italian, is that right? And Louise is an IT project manager and has been in IT for 36 years. She enjoys outdoor life, travel, paint and sip with Call to Care NGO. That's quite a fun activity, and I think that was one of the activities that I met Louise at. We're budding artists. Louise is happy to help with community work. She likes engaging with children, helping with charity, and has good organisational skills. And philanthropy is an interest. Louise says she loves her job, but retirement will not be too soon in 5 years' time. Louise lives in Lagoon Beach area, which is area 12, and her West Coast, so her rep is Yanni Humphreys. So welcome at last, Louise. Wild boar. Okay. Our next member is another British-born lady. She was born in my hometown of Woking in Surrey. Emma Borg has spent all of her 26 years in South Africa, living in Paarl, but has also lived in UK, had a short time in France and Botswana for 5 years. So she was born in UK, but with wanderlust. Emma speaks French. She studied hotel and catering and international management training scheme with Trust House Forte. She spent 10 months traveling Asia and was a safari lodge manager in Botswana for 5 years. Emma has done stock photography, and for the last 15 years, she's been co-owner and director of Painted Wolf Wines in Paarl. I'm looking forward to visiting you soon. Emma loves traveling, learning about other cultures, photography, swimming, theatre and dance, gardening, and of course, wine and food. Her area rep is Christine Pawson Lyons Winelands. So very welcome to the club, Emma. Thank you, Betty. Thank you. Welcome, yes. Our last applicant, our last new member, is Nisha Patel, who's South African and born. Is Glencoe near Durban? Glencoe, Northern Natal. It sounds very Scottish. She's lived in Cape Town for nearly 30 years and speaks English, Afrikaans, Zulu, and a bit of Hindi. Nisha holds a degree in community health and administration, and with her husband owns 2 pharmacies in Fishhook. After relocating to Cape Town, she recently served on the board of the, is it Vadhini Arts Academy, and lately was on the board of the Angels Resource Centre. Her hobbies are travel, reading and baking, and Nisha wishes to help with philanthropy. Nisha lives in Simonstown, and so her reps are Janice Page and Sue Allenby. So we welcome Nisha Patel to IWC. I just wanted to explain that people are starting to ask me about membership and whether there are any constraints. Under our constitution, we are an international club, which means we have to be 2/3 international members and 1/3 South African born. So we are starting to get to that point. We are just at that point where it's just over 1/3 South African applicants, which is great because you show us your town and your area. But for I don't know what happened there. Is that okay? But it means that there's a very little waiting list at the moment. So if you have friends and we all want to recruit and make this lovely club grow, tell all of your friends about it. But just be aware that the South African list is starting to grow a little bit. And to counterbalance that, we need 2 international ones as well. Remember, 2/3, 1/3. So tell all of your friends, and the sooner we get all of our members in, wherever they're from, the better. But thank you very much. Thank you very much for the ladies who helped me each time as well. I couldn't do it without you, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
For those who don't know me, I'm Victoria Dickerson. I'm social media chair for this year and last year for my sins. Not next year, I promise. So anybody, actually, this is a good point to, they've given me the microphone, they'll regret it. If anybody would like to take over from me next year, please, I would love to do a handover of a few months. I'm in the UK for the whole of August, but from then on, it would just be great if somebody could just start to learn the ropes and just do like a transitional handover. That would be lovely. It's not as hard as it seems. I know people think, oh, it's horrendous, but I'm managing to pass off some of the roles of that I've accrued over 2020, 2021, which brings me to one of my current roles, which is the meeting registration for Kelvin. So as you know, Kelvin Grove have brought in a security protocol. They've had some security issues on site, so they're becoming very strict. At the moment, you have to show your driving license or your ID to come through the gate. But going forward, what they want to do is issue us with a QR code. For those who don't know, this is a QR code. You'll have seen them on different websites and what have you. So the idea is that each person will receive that QR code that is unique to them. So, but we need to get to that stage. Now, to do that, when they scan the QR code, it should have your name and your details, so your date of birth, email address, etc. Now, because of the POPI Act, the Protection of Personal Information Act, the information we hold for you, you have given us for a specific purpose, which is for the running of the club. But we have to give this information to the security people who run Kelvin Grove. And to do that, we need to ask or express permission by law. This is what the POPI Act asks us to do. So with that in mind, I will be sending out a Google form. I know how much you love them, but you're doing very well with them. Specifically to say, yes, I agree that we can give that information to Kelvin Grove so we can move the process forward. Until we get that permission, we cannot move forward. So I think this process will make life a lot easier, but it is what it is. It's being forced upon us. So please don't complain to the board. It's unless we find a different venue, which isn't a possibility. We just have to do it. So when you receive the form, could you please timeously deal with it? If you really can't manage a Google form, just let us know and we can populate it for you. But we do need it to come from you because that's the whole point. It has to be express permission from yourselves that we can pass the information on. Okay, but when I send it out, there will be more information on what you need to do.
We're going to do the draw. Gabby's going to help us. And our first draw, she has very kindly donated her book, Get Me to 21. So get out your tickets if you've taken a raffle ticket, and we'll do the draw. Green 287. Enjoy, Daphne. Right, next draws for the raffle prize money. Other green. Green 258. Julia. Right, lunch is on Julia. Thanks, Julia. And Gabby, once again, thank you so much for being here. Just a little bit of roses to cheer up your home, and good luck going forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Gabby.
Thank you, dear members, for your company, for your support. We are closing the meeting for today. See you next month. Enjoy your lunch.